Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma. If you're new here, we do lots of fun sewing things here, and in today's video we're doing another video rendition of my jeans hacks and fixes series. I'm slowly building up this series for you guys, and this one I think is a struggle that most of us have. I know a lot of people I know all suffer from pants too tight in the thighs but way too big in the waist, and no one wants this with their pants. So I'm going to show you how to fix that in today's video. So let's jump right on into it. First, you're going to start with some safety pins. Will it focus? We all know what a safety pin looks like. And you're going to just pinch in how much you need and safety pin. This is a lot easier with a friend. There, mine all pinned together. Now we take off these pants and get seam ripping. So now what you'll want to do, now that you have your safety pin in jeans, obviously you're probably like me and didn't center it, because it's hard to center it when it's behind you. So what we're going to do is going to pinch that together so it's all flat. We're going to grab a tape measure and just measure how far that is. So for me, it's 1.5 inches. So that means we need to take in 3 inches from the waist. So if you're also doing a pair of Levi's, you'll have this lovely thing that we will need to seam rip off. But yeah, so seam rip that off, and then we have to seam rip this whole back waistband from belt loop to belt loop. So let's get seam ripping. And then you'll also need to seam rip the back belt loop off as well. And then you'll also need to remove any hardware, or not hardware, tags on the inside. Okay, should have something like this now. So what we're gonna do is find the center point. So match up your 2 belt loops in the back or the side seams, and then that's your center. And then we're going to measure the amount we need from this. Actually, we're going to flip it inside out because we need to sew in the inside. So take that, find your center point, mark it with a pin. Get my pins ready and handy. And then we're going to measure our amount we need to take in. So for me, 3 inches or 1.5 on each side. and then we're going to flip it back around and just rip that top stitch right where those pins are, just so we have a clean cut or clean seam. And now we just pin those together. And then sew straight across at that point. Now we just cut off this excess. So now we just cut off this excess from our seam that we just made. And boom, brand new. So then our next stage is to take in this part so that it matches this part in length. So what I'm going to do is actually line up the center seam with the center seam of our waistband, pin those together, and then just see how much we need to take in. You should pin the waistband to the outside of the pants since we're pulling the dart to the inside. Then you'll just want to measure how far these darts are from the center because you want to make sure they are even. I can already tell mine are not even. And now what you're going to do is just sew a simple dart. And you'll want to make sure that you move the pocket out of the way so you don't pinch that in your dart by accident. And if you have seams like these on the back, you'll want to try and line up those within your dart to make sure it's less noticeable in the front. And as with any dart, you don't want to backstitch. You want to take the string and knot it at the corner. And there's your dart. It's a little noticeable on mine at this point, but that's just because that part on mine is angled, but you really won't notice when it's on. So now let's do the other side. Boom. Now all that's left to do is to attach our waistband back to our pants. And this is basically just like copy and paste because the stitches are already there for us. And you can do this in a matching gold thread if your pants are like mine and have the decorative gold. Or you could just do them in a matching navy blue shade. Now I'm gonna go take a decorative gold stitch and go over all my seams, and then I'll show you what they look like. Haha, just kidding. Last step is to add the belt loop back onto the middle. So we're gonna quickly stitch that on, and then I'll show you what these look like. Okay, so that's how you take in your jeans. This is a very intensive method, but it's more of the proper method. The true proper method would be to rip out that center seam and adjust it, but that's real hard. I did that with my last pair of Levi's because I didn't want to remove that leather patch on the back. But this way is a lot simpler and a lot neater. If you want to see a part 2 with a very low sew method, like, subscribe, leave a comment to let me know. I will gladly film that for you guys, because the jeans I was wearing at the beginning of the video where I showed you the gap in the back, those are too snug to do this method with. So I will show you how to do that method in a later video if you would like. But yeah, that's all from me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.